The place where we return. A soft rain had just ended over the city, leaving the streets gleaming like polished glass. Elena walked slowly along the riverside path, her umbrella closed and dangling loosely from her hand. She always loved the world after rain, how everything looked renewed and quiet, as if the earth itself had taken a deep breath and remembered something important. But today, the reflection of the world was paired with a reflection inside her, a tug somewhere deep and aching, like a song she once knew but had forgotten. She stopped at the old stone bridge. It was the same bridge she had crossed so many times in her life. When she was 16, laughing with her friends. When she was 20, worried about school and the future. And when she was 22, holding hands with him, Adrian. The bridge had seen them at their brightest and at their end. She leaned on the railing, letting her fingers trace the damp stone. The air smelled of river moss and rain-soaked leaves. Everything was familiar, and everything hurt. They had loved each other fiercely, beautifully, but like two stars burning too close, they collided instead of orbiting. Their dreams were different, their fears unspoken, and the timing always wrong. There were days filled with warmth and golden light, laughter and whispered confessions, and there were days of silence sharp as knives. They had walked away not because they stopped loving, but because they loved in ways that frightened them. And yet Elena never forgot how his hand felt in hers, warm, steady, like the world could quiet itself if they simply stood close enough. She closed her eyes. The rain echoed faintly in the distance, dripping from the trees overhead, soft and rhythmic, like a heart trying to remember how to beat slowly again. "Still coming to this bridge, I see." Her breath caught. The voice, familiar, deep and gentle, drifted through the mist like a memory stepping into the present. She turned. There he was. Adrian stood a few feet away, holding a coffee cup, hair damp from the rain, his coat slightly wrinkled like he had rushed here without thinking. He hadn't changed, though something about him felt calmer, more grounded, like the storms inside him had settled. She stared, not trusting her voice. He stepped closer, a cautious smile tugging at his lips. "I didn't expect to see you today," he said softly, "but I always hoped to." Elena's heart felt like it was unfolding, petal by petal. "I didn't know you still came here," she whispered. His eyes flickered away, then back to hers. "I never stopped." Silence settled between them, not heavy, not sharp, just full, like something waiting. They stood side by side at the railing, looking out over the slow-moving river. The water reflected pale evening light, broken here and there by fallen leaves, drifting like tiny boats toward somewhere unknown. "You look different," he said eventually. "And you look the same," she replied, smiling just a little, "but in a way that's better." His laugh was quiet, a little breathy, the kind she remembered. "I've been trying," he admitted, "trying to grow, trying to stop running from things I was afraid to lose." Elena nodded. "I understand. I've been learning how to stay, how not to disappear into myself when things get hard." They looked at each other again, and this time there was no pain behind the gaze, only recognition, familiarity, something steady. "Do you remember," he asked, "the day we lost each other?" Her chest tightened, but she didn't pull away from the memory. "Yes," she said. "We were so afraid of saying the wrong thing, we said nothing at all." And everything fell apart in the silence, he finished. The river whispered below them. She exhaled. "I thought letting go was the only way to keep from hurting you. I thought leaving was the only way to keep you from seeing the parts of me I didn't know how to fix." They were both quiet again. And then something shifted. Elena spoke first. "I spent so long thinking we were broken, but now I wonder if we were just unfinished." Adrian's eyes softened, deeply, heartbreakingly. "I've missed you," he said, voice low and real. "Not just the you I knew, the you I didn't get to grow with." Her breath trembled, but she didn't look away. "I've missed you too." He reached out, slowly, as though giving her every chance to say no, and his fingers brushed hers. The touch was warm, not bursting, not overwhelming, just warm, familiar, true. They stood like that, fingertips touching, no promises, no declarations, just presence. After a while, Adrian said, "Elena, we can't undo the time we lost." "No," she said softly, "but we can decide what we do with the time we have now." A bird flew overhead, wings cutting the cool air. The river moved steadily onward. The rain mist faded into pale gold sunset. The world did not rush them. They did not rush themselves. For the first time, the moment was enough. In life, we lose things, people, time, parts of ourselves. Sometimes we lose them because we are not ready to hold them. Sometimes we find them again only after we learn how to stay. Elena and Adrian did not pick up where they left off. They began anew, not as the versions of themselves who hurt and fled, but as the ones who learned, who softened, who grew. Love, they realized, is not the burning surge of urgency, but the quiet decision to return to each other, to return to oneself, to return to the bridge where something once broke and where something new could begin again. Because some things are not lost forever. Some things are simply waiting to be found when we are finally ready to hold them.